What up, y'all, and welcome to Talladega Superspeedway for the 16th race in the 2022 NRSL Jerky Pro Truck Series. On pole is the man that was denied 1 week ago by a flat tire, the number 1 of Ron Bishop, on pole for the first time in his Jerky Pro Truck Series career. Older brother RJ had just won in his entire 4-year stint in the Truck Series. Ron out here almost got his first career win in his rookie season. He's got his first career pole in his rookie season. And Daniel Brown in the 48, which always seems to be fast here in the Jerky Pro Truck Series, qualified to his outside. Hunter Braxton and Hayes Green in row 2. I'm joined once again by the man, the myth, the legend, Vince Freeze. What's good, man?
Dude, this is it. This is more than a race. This is Talladega. For everyone that knows, this is it. The season's about to come to a close, and this is one of the most pivotal races of the year. Can Audrey Baranowska starting last? Is that the place to be? Is Donovan Cage mid-pack? Can Sam Young do something with some teammates next to him? Very close? I don't know, man. With Talladega, a little bit of different racing we're going to see in years past. We'll talk about that as we get to the broadcast. It should be a fun one. It's Dega, baby. Let's get to it.
Brandon Mayhew and Sam Young in row 3. Henry Sanford, Chris White in row 4. With Pat Johnson. Jesus. Okay, come on, cameras. Pat Johnson and PJ Vidal, last week's winner, are in row 5. Vince, go over those past race winners for me. We've got 5 of them here in the Jerky Pro Truck Series.
It's sort of fantastic 5, as I like to say. In 2017, we had Chandler Caldell. Might have screwed that up, but it's all good. Chevy. Adam Garcia with the rookie win in 2019 at Toyota. And his boy Yael Carrillo in the 18 as well backed it up the first 2020 race at Talladega as a rookie in Toyota. Chevy reigned supreme in the second race, though. Michael Marco in an amazing finish. And last year, Will Parrish in a Ford in another great finish took care of business as a rookie. Can we make it 5 in a row for rookies? Can Toyota get 3? Can Chevy get 3? Ford? We'll find out, man, in 29 laps. And there you see that last row. Audrey Baranowska's the big championship leader. This is the Springfield wild card events. We'll see if she can survive today and extend the lead or maintain that points lead.
Yeah, and Will Parrish, last year's winner, starting in that final row. Whether you see Lucas Catano, Mitchell Collins, Yael Carrillo, Donovan Cage all starting near the back. Can they make it past the big one and get to the front?
Drivers, please start your engines.
So, Vince, beginning of the year, I predicted 2 rookie winners, I think, and I think you predicted 3, or was it 1 and 2? I forgot.
Something like that. Something like that.
Anyways, we're at 3 rookie winners, and we could very likely see rookie winner number 4 here today, since, of course, half the field is comprised of rookies. Speaking of rookies, let's talk about that Rookie of the Year battle. Scott Roush currently holds it, but with his win last week, PJ Vidal has closed the gap. It is now a 16-point gap from him to Roush. Lane Sanders is another 23 points back. Pat Johnson, 15th in the points, another 5 back. And Billy Kidd, Winnie Calhoun, and Ron Bishop are top 20 in the points. So they are all kind of in range. With 3 races to go and how rookies have been this year, it's really anybody's ball game. But Ron Bishop, man, RJ talked about it, came very close to getting that first career win last year. Didn't get it done. It went to Will Parrish instead. And a different package, as you mentioned vaguely there in the grid, Vince. Bit of a softer tire here this year around, and what we're probably going to see happen is for the first quarter to third of the run, the inside line is going to be where you want to be, but after about 5 to 7 laps, you're going to start seeing these drivers check up going into turn 1 and coming out of turn 2, especially if they're on the bottom 3 wide. Turn 3 is weird. It seems that drivers can hold it on the inside line fine going into turn 3, but turns 1 and 2, we're probably going to see some huge runs along the top side of the track. And with it being a 29-lap event, it's 18 to 20 on the fuel. If we somehow go green, which I doubt it. But if we somehow go green, it's going to come down to taking either 2 rights or 2 lefts, depending on how much fuel you need to put in the tank. But as we come through the tri-oval, green flag is out. It's a pair of rookies leading them to the green flag, as we've already got some people jumping up to the top to make it 3 wide.
As they file in here to 1-2. Pretty orderly start in the front. Back starting to get a little tense, but Ron Bishop, not the start he wanted. Looks like that's Daniel Brown on the outside. We talked about that 48 truck, too.
Yeah, inside line did not get going with Ron, and that's allowed Daniel Brown, Hayes Green, and Sam Young to clear him to going down the back straightaway, as Young's going to go all the way to the bottom to make it 3 wide for the race lead.
Forever Young there, Sam Young, trying to make some pressure here now that the championship cooker is coming. This place in Springfield, we have our first 4 wide of the day.
4 wide already there with Cody Magrick and Pat Johnson, bottom and center middle, or left middle, I should say. As you see right now, mainly flat out along the inside line. Saw a couple of trucks crack the gas, perhaps. I saw some exhaust coming, some flames coming out the side of some trucks, as Mayhew's now going to look for the race lead. Talked about Audra being at the back. She is still on the outside line due to that amazing jump the outside line got on the green. That top side is going to be very viable this year.
I noticed that 4 wide dispersed on the back stretch, so definitely people are lifting. We might see it again in the mid-pack. What do you do if you're Sam Young? He's going to go for the lead here.
Yeah, the spectator camera is going to give us a great angle of how you can make the inside line work and how the middle works. You can see right there, Daniel Brown compared to Jack Holton. He's got a bit of a run here. Still early in the run, only on lap 3, but you can see the middle gets a bit of a run there, and that run will only increase in appearance as the inside line has to check up. But here in turn 3, you can see it's all the way to the bottom, and the top side is not the place to be. But they are pretty spread out here at the front of the field, seeing mostly single file, double file at the front, as Mayhew goes right back to the inside of Sam Young, looking for the race lead back, coming to lap number 4.
Yeah, and as a spectator, in our case, for myself, just learning this package, just seeing how the air moves, is such an important trait in super speedway racing. See Pat Johnson and Daniel Brown working together there underneath Sam Young.
You got PJ Vidal up here, last week's winner. Scott Roush won back at Pensacola. He was our first rookie winner on the season. Could be looking for another SS win here today.
That would help him in the Rookie of the Year battle for sure, put some distance. But you're right, man. We're starting to get a little runaway from the top 4 here. This could be big. It's like I thought Daniel Brown was going to pit, but he lost a lot of momentum. You see that checkup.
Yeah, it looks like there is a bit of a checkup coming off of turn 4 on the bottom as well, Vince. So that's going to be where the outside's going to get a bit of a run as well. But so far, this racing is pretty spread out. Not what I expected at all. I mean, they are going over 200 miles an hour. See the run Roush gets here. Still see not as big of a run next to Sam Young, but is going faster. Pat Johnson, Ron Bishop with a huge run. So it looks like passing might be difficult today, Vince. Qualifying might have actually been very important, which you don't usually think of at a super speedway.
It's similar to a Digital Storm Cup Series race, let's say 2020, something like that, where it came down to fuel strategy and passing was at a premium. It's definitely something like that for sure.
I'll tell you who's gone nowhere from the front is Sam Young. Ron Bishop included with him. You see Daniel Brown has faded a little bit just outside the top 10 now. But look at there. 5 mile an hour drop for Sam Young into turn 1. Roush and Vidal power by as we've got a crash. Catano's involved. Carrillo's in it. Not sure who else was in that mess. Oh, Will Parrish has gone all the way to the inside wall. I think I see the 21 though. Yes, Audra made it through. No damage on the 21 truck.
Ager's good too, yep.
So first crash of the day coming out of turn 2. Quite the spot. Haven't seen a lot of crashes there. We usually see them going down the back into turn 3. Vidal is the race leader at lap 7. And Vince, this could get interesting. If the race goes green after this caution period, they are going to be quite close on fuel.
We'll see if there's most likely 4 tires here. This should eliminate the strategy. As that was definitely a big hard wreck for sure. You can see the skid marks.
See, another thing you always got to watch out for here on the super speedways is the stack ups under caution. Looks like Jessica Strauss, Brad Lewis with a piece of this. There's Mitchell Collins with front end damage. Blaine Saylor, Roger James, Catano we saw go around, Fogelman, Will Parrish, Yael Carrillo, who's won here before. As the 8 of Gene Sanford has already called it a day. Let's see what kind of strategy we get out of the leaders here. As this call could be important if you stay at the front or not. We saw the outside line was coming in, so if you only take 2 here, you don't take 4 here, you're maintaining that sense of outside line is the way to go.
All before the storm as they enter pit row, as they get to the commitment cone. Here we go. Find out the calls.
We'll go to the pit lane 1 camera. And we'll bring this bad boy up here. This will show us how fast these pit stops take. Full busy pit road. As you see everybody getting into their stalls. Some drivers already done and away. 4 seconds for most of these drivers, it looks like. Some fixing damage, longer pit stops. Seeing some with mostly 8-second pit stops. So seeing some fuel onlys here out of PJ Vidal, Ibrahimium, Hayes Green, Sam Young, and others. But a lot of drivers did take tires there, Vince.
I think something happened.
Oh! Mayhew gets hit by Billy Kidd. That sticks him into Hunter Braxton, and now he is stuck on the 99.
Bishop, poor stop.
Braxton is still stuck, glued to the 2. And Mayhew's gonna end up calling a tow. Braxton will leave his stall. But Vidal maintains the race lead. Let's go take a look at what brought out the caution. They're going to look at what brought out our first caution of the race. It's going to happen between Blaine Saylor and Reggie Fogelman, pinching it down here in a 4-wide situation off of turn 2. And Fogelman, I think, inches up just a tad, and then Blaine gets into him, and up they go. And into the outside wall they go. See, almost wrecked in front of him, too. Gene Sanford, nowhere to go. DeLello gets a piece. Jack James gets a piece. And you see Roger James and Will Parrish get involved here. Nowhere to go. Collins is going to get a piece here. Carrillo did great job getting on the brakes, but then he gets into the 8 a little bit. Parrish went down to the inside wall. Still wrecking there. The 8 getting hit by the 14. And then Roger James gets into the 10 again. Oh, and he goes right back up into Carrillo. Carrillo had it mostly through unscathed, but then gets into the 74 there. That's a decent lick right there. And Blaine Saylor just misses hitting him again. So that's our first wreck of the day. We got a couple onboards. Let's take those. On board with Will Parrish. Tough break for Will's race. On board with Yael Carrillo. Little damage there. More damage here. And almost killed. Lastly, on board with Lucas Catano. Tough break for the driver of the 39. Getting ready to go back racing out of the race, Gene Sanford and Lucas Catano. Brandon Mayhew still stuck on pit road from his toe. He was quite the front runner, Vince. It's a shame what happened to him, but that is the nature of pit road when it is busy. Let's go through the top 10 here. PJ Vidal is the race leader. Ibrahimian strategizing his way up to second. Hayes Green is third. Sam Young fourth. Mason Dagger fifth. Lane Sanders sixth. Chris White seventh. Pat Johnson eighth. Morris Reeves ninth. And Roy Ribbleton rounds out the top 10. Scott Roush down to 14th place. Baranowskis up to 17th. Donovan Cage 21st. Ron Bishop fell all the way to 28th. Hunter Braxton now outside the top 30. And you saw Owen Miles and Billy Kidd. Billy Kidd we saw with a contact on pit road. And then after that, Owen Miles got into somebody coming off of pit road. Mayhew has gotten off a pit lane right before the green. So he will be a lap truck at some point here. But big thing here, Vince, is the fuel. It's 18 to 20 laps. Who can make it? Can anyone make it from here? It'll be 18 laps to go. Nope, I had it right the first time. 19 laps to go here as we take the green flag.
Knowing this information, man, you do not want to be the leader. You're going to be burning the most fuel. It's good to be somewhere around 5th, 6th to save a little bit, coast to lift coast. But Ibrahimian doesn't care. He wants that lead, and he's got a teammate right behind.
Hayes Green stayed with Vidal for a moment there, but now he's going to cross over all the way to the inside line and go for the race lead himself. First lap up to speed lap is a good chance to gain some track position, with a lot of drivers opting not to take tires or take two. That's going to mean it's still going to be very outside line powerful, especially as the run goes on, Vince, because they're going to be on quite older tires than they normally would be if they had gone a full run and then pit. As you can see, the outside line is already showing its pace here through the tri-oval, with Vidal so far holding on to the race lead. Oh, yeah, did you see that? He came down as if he was going to cross in front of Lane Sanders, and it tightened the nose of the 31 truck, and it caused the whole inside line to check up.
It's playing with the air, man. It's that sixth sense around these super speedways. You got your 5 senses, and then you can feel the air at your sixth sense. Well, blocking there, will air up block by Vidal. He's a rookie, but he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, Papyrus might have been a, quote, road course, but quite the super speedway type road course, so Vidal seems to know what he's doing with the aero stuff. Look at the way Lane Sanders, though, just dove it right to the bottom behind Delon Ibrahimian. Lane has also shown a good amount of speed on the super speedways, and not just the Jerky Pro Truck Series, but in the Digital Storm Cup Series as well. As you see that outside, man, that outside line is where you want to be. It's going to be hard to pass for the lead or really pass at all. You're going to really have to position yourself here.
See Audra Baranowska starting to get into that first pack, making her move now. This race is starting to get to the end of the latter stages. That's the time to go.
Yep, going to be halfway through the race here in about a lap or two. So far, Ibrahimian holding on to the top spot, but can Lane Sanders get anything going with the outside line?
Answer should be yes. The outside will have the run right here.
Yeah, they'll be 3 wide there. You see Ribbleton and Sam Young really check up on the bottom. Dagger, Hayes Green, Sanders, and Vidal. As you see Ribbleton check up even more coming off of turn 2. As Lane has a wicked big run coming down the back straightaway.
That 4 wide back there. He sorted it out. Maybe not.
See Donovan Cage back there in the middle as Baranowskis continues to drive forward, trying to gain back on her points lead. After what happened last week, Sam Young gaining in the points. Only a little bit compared to Donovan Cage. As Vidal's really making that middle line work. He's going to get a run here and go to the bottom. Benjamin Ice is behind him. Now here comes Audra all the way to the bottom, back to the middle. Look at Benjamin Ice moving around. They're all moving around, Vince. This is amazing to watch. They know it's so difficult. You get such a big run. You want to go to the bottom to have that quicker line. But at the same time, you check up so much if you go down there. Speaking of the points, speaking of the points battle, it's 83-point gap from Audra to Sam Young, 98 to Donovan Cage. With what'll be 2 races to go after today, those are the only 2 currently within 2 races range, which is 118 points. Other drivers are in range to get within that, but they're gonna need a lot of help here. They do not need Audra in the top 10.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm pretty amazed about this package, man. It reminds me a little bit of horse racing. A lot of jocking around. It's time to go, pull the whip out. It's kind of weird, but I like it. It's got that wow factor in a different kind. Now, the 2, I don't think he'll be a factor right now, but that could be down the road, too.
Now looking at the leaderboard, you got Blaine Saylor and Will Parrish in their own little draft, and then Carrillo, Billy Kidd, Owen Miles, and Roger James in a 4-truck pack together. Ibrahimia, man, once he took the lead on the restart, he has not been passed since. No one's been able to get by him. There's the 2.
Oh, yeah.
He is clean by himself. Morris Reeves making an appearance inside the top 5 as they're going to go 3 wide for the lead. Ibrahimian got a little too far ahead. Either that or Dagger and Sanders were able to get a big run, and now Ibrahimian has been left out to dry as the Chevy drivers gang up on the Ford race leader. That's one way to get to the lead. You just got to leave him out to dry, put him to the top 3 wide with no help.
Name of the game, man. Track position is everything. It amplifies the racing and amplifies the moves. 3 wide, there's Owen Miles.
How about JTG Daughtery Racing on the top line? Mason Dagger at the point, PJ Vidal behind. Vidal just getting the team's first win in the Truck Series last week. Could Dagger get his first career win for the team today? So we know Peter Onjek has been mighty good this year in Digital Storm Cup for the team. And Stephen Colon, while he hasn't made every race, has shown bursts of speed as well. And now it's the teammates going for the race lead side by side. Vidal on the bottom, Dagger on the top, as Chris White and Lane Sanders get a run behind them.
Chris White here. Now watch that inside line, check up a little bit. Lane's going to lose a little draft, but 47 and 11 should power. Yep, a little 2-car tandem right there a little bit.
You see Vidal with the big checkup. Chris White will clear in the 2nd place. Seeing in the pack, Donovan Cage closing in towards the front as Baranowskis has fallen back on the bottom along with Sam Young, who is right in front of her. White makes a move into 3. He can go nowhere.
Yeah, he lost the front grip, and that's it. We rarely talk about mechanical grip at Talladega, but tire wear is everything now, and line spacing.
Vidal with a big run, but is going to line up right behind his teammate. Now he's going to make a move. 10 laps to go. Audra back to the outside line. There you see still Vidal. It's a 6-mile-an-hour difference on the tire wear right now, but look at how much of a gap Dagger got there. That is not what you want to do at all. That's going to set up a big run from the pack. Now you see the tables have turned. About a 2-mile-an-hour run on Dagger, but nowhere for them to really go with it. You can see. Sorry, Vince, but if you can see there on the inside line, if you have no one to your outside, you can hold it flat out. It's once you get a truck on your outside that it gets tight.
Yeah, I was going to say the bow ties are here to play. There's definitely a bow tie brigade out front. Now the question is, do you want to be out front with the fuel situation? We're getting to that window as, oh, I thought that was 4 wide, but they keep it cool.
Yeah, they are just about 4 wide there. Jack Holton got a big run. Holton, man, He's looking for a good run. Remember, he has not been making a lot of races in the Digital Storm Cup Series. He's only made like 5 this entire season. This Jerky Pro Truck tenure has been where he's been putting a lot of his attention to. Now he is on the inside line of the 2 JTG trucks. As this time by will be 8 to go. That fuel window, if people have to pit, which I think some people will have to pit, they are going to be very close on that. And to be honest, Vince, I don't think anybody's taking tires here. I think it's going to be fuel only. So these tires are all going to be cooked. It's going to be outside line, run dependent if you're going to win this race.
We got our first lapper. This could be big.
And where do you go if you're the race leader? Do you go to the inside of the lapper or to the outside? Remember, this is Mayhew. He does not have damage. He's running at a $190 up to pace here.
Better catch him. Let's see what it does. Looks like the inside line might get checked up a little bit.
Bradley Ream and Donovan Cage has made their way towards the front. Dagger goes to the outside line. That was the way to go. Ream goes with him. Watch Fidel go to the inside. Does he check up? Yes, he does. And now that's going to let Mayhew blend in right along with this pack. So now you've got a lap truck that's a Chevy to help you out. See Audra in the back. Sam Young still in front of her. But I think when you pit and how many trucks you pit behind is going to determine where you finish in this race. Remember, Vince, if you are 4th truck on back behind a line of drivers pitting, you tend to lose the main draft.
There's Ibrahimian. 3 wide. Middle to the bottom.
Ream on the bottom. He's got help from a fellow Ford and Ibrahimian. Advantage Dagger at the start-finish line. We could have quite the photo finish on our hands here this afternoon. Remember how Pensacola went? Our last super speedway that both series went to? Not to mention the Armory Digital Cup race. Photo finishes all around at the super speedways this year, and I think Talladega could be no stranger.
Depends on the field, though, as they're almost 4 wide back there. I think they sorted it out. Now, what do you do if you're Mason Dagger? You saw that how getting a big lead does not help you. You hurt your aero resistance. There's 25 is going to make a move and hold.
Now we're seeing the outside line get a run regardless off of turn 4. If there's a truck to the outside of the leader or not, Dagger gets put to the outside again. It's Holton and Vidal to his inside.
You want the outside,
So they
though.
check up
That's
once
it.
again. Now it's a 10-mile-an-hour checkup with the full tire where I'm telling you, Vince, if they need to pit, less fuel you take, the better, because you know it is near impossible to pass now.
Honestly, man, someone might get run over here. I'm not really confident we're going to have a clean pit stop. That could be a caution. That ends it. We'll find out.
Mayhew to the inside, getting back on the lead lap. Dagger with no help left in a vulnerable position, is I guess what I'm looking for there. Now the leader behind the lap truck. Now what do? You don't want to go to the inside here, but he's going to go, but Holton's going to go with him. That's going to put him in the middle, 3 wide. That's more of a preferable line. Here comes Donovan Cage with a huge run.
I think the pit stops are coming, man. There's no way they're going to make it. Unless someone way in the back has done the ultimate fuel save, it's possible.
3 laps to go. Donovan Cage has been in the draft most of this run. Now he's going to be to the outside of Dagger for the race lead going into turn 3. Holton's going up. Someone's got their hand out the window here, and I think it's the 47.
Lane?
Yes.
Yeah.
Dagger, Lane Sanders are the first 2 to pit. They were up front for most of the run. Donovan Cage takes the lead, coming to 3 to go. He's got Ribbleton behind them. He's going to go to the inside now of Mayhew, but Ribbleton goes to his inside. There's the checkup once again.
I think someone's going to stretch it, man. If no one pits here, someone's going to stretch it.
Lane
Let's
and
splash
Dagger. Lane and Dagger with a splash in and out. But if a lot of these drivers can make it, they've said goodbye to a top 10 finish because it has been impossible to go anywhere.
Let's see this second round here. Does anyone dare come in, or are we going to risk it for the biscuit? We'll find out.
Cage
No, we
stays
got more
out.
coming in.
Reeves, Ibrahimian, they pit. 2 laps to go. Donovan Cage has a lap truck in between him and second place.
That's going to help even more going to the inside. That's what you don't. Oh, but Cage went.
How about the one track Donovan Cage has won at this season? Atlanta Motor Speedway was a top line, middle line, bottom line type of track. You could go anywhere. Cage has used all the lines to get to the lead after starting 27th. Ribbleton's going to put a move on him, but he can't quite get there.
Will they pit? This is it.
Vidal is up to third past Mayhew. They'll be coming to the white flag this time by. They are not pitting.
Yes.
Magrick and a Hayes Green are. Oh, and they're going to wreck. Chris White got into Austin Tyler. Caution flags out.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Pace truck's off, and they're wrecking some more at the back.
Oh, that's it then. I think Donovan Cage got it.
Donovan Cage has it.
Unless he runs out of fuel, but I think he's good.
Austin Tyler checked up for the 2 pitting, and Chris White just straight up ran him over. Sam Young is shown in 11th. Audra shown in 22nd. What this means, Vince, Sam Young will be 72 points back with 2 races to go. But Donovan Cage is going to gain a ton of points here. I think he'll be a little bit closer. I think he's still going to be a race plus back on points, but with Springfield next, there's still a chance we might have a championship battle here.
Yeah, anything can happen at Springfield. It's Springfield. Oh, is someone?
Don't tell me PJ Vidal's going to pit here coming to the checkered flag.
What did I say, man? It's not over till it's over, and that's going to cost them.
Ah, man, you can't tell me you can't clutch it to the frickin' checkered flag here. Man, that is heartbreaking to see for Vidal. I'm not sure where he's going to end up. That's going to bump Sam Young up to 10th, which that's 2 more points for Young and only 1 more point for Audra. That gave Sam Young another point. What is going on here?
This isn't right. This isn't right. What?
Something strange has just happened. Apparently, because PJ Vidal went to pit, they called the race official before anybody got to the line.
What in the...
Okay, we called it a lap early, I guess? I don't think I've ever seen anything like this.
Go back to... Are they still stuck?
They're moving. But the checkered flag was already out of the flagman's hand. They never took it. Nobody took the checkered flag, Vince, because if Cage or Ribbleton had, and then they called the results official, third place on back would have been marked 1 lap down. The race director called the race before they took the checkered flag. I've never seen anything like this.
Oh, that's costly for Sam Young. No top 10. He lost 2 points. That's big.
This will be quite the controversial thing here. I mean, Audra would have been gaining 1, so Sam only would have gained that 1 point, but that 1 point could be so crucial. We don't know with 2 races to go.
With Springfield, anything's possible, and that's why it makes it more of a storyline here. But Donovan Cage got it done in the most bizarre fashion.
All right, well, we have an accident to look at, and then we're going to have to see when the caution lights on the truck went out here under pacing, because that determined when the race was official. All right, so it was actually Chris White who checked up here. So White checks up for Magrick and Green pitting, and Austin Tyler just had such a big run. He turns to the right, but he didn't turn to the right enough. Gets into Chris White. We lost what would have been an insane last lap. So Tyler goes around here, and then I think White came back up the track. I see a lot of drivers jumping down to the grass here. Oh, Fogelman clips the 54. And then right here, Pat Johnson gets into ice. Joshua Johnson goes right up into Audra.
Oh, what a hit. Oh, this is a hard hit.
Jessica Strauss then gets clipped by Chris White.
Well,
Audra goes back down in the Hunter. Oh, does Audra hit the inside pit wall here? Yes, she does. Wow, that was quite the wreck. We're going to have to take it on board with the defending champion on that one. On board with Audra Baranowskis. Lucky she didn't slide down a little earlier. She would have had quite the whiplash there, hitting that inside pit wall. Gonna take one more on board. This one with Reggie Fogelman. This man did not lift 203 miles an hour.
He didn't do the do.
Yeah, he did the do. All right. A little bit of outside the commentator character here. Here we go. Just finished the rec replay. 51 goes to pit road. The checkered flag starts flying. Now, Donovan Cage, everybody. He's all the way over here. Per everything I've seen on this game, that checkered flag should not be in the air until he comes into the tri-oval. Until every truck has crossed the white, that checkered flag shouldn't be flying. Or if the leader is approaching. So the 45, the 10, the 23, 18, 74, 83, 22, these trucks right here, they should still be racing back to take the white. But instead, the checkered flag's out.
Yeah, I've never seen that one.
So now, we get to the pace truck. As we saw, PJ Vidal was going to pit. Which we've seen at super speedways before. If we go back to the 2021 Digital Storm Daytona 500, second place or third place Matthew Rodriguez pit coming to the checkered. The race, everyone still crossed the caution. Now, watch here. If Vidal's going to go to pit, right there, lights shut off. Dagger and Lane, they're in turn one. But for whatever reason, the race is over. It is
frozen.
Over. See those caution lights? Those lights are off. And then everybody stopped for some reason. Everyone started crawling. Weirdest thing I've ever seen. Like the race is over.
Oh, got a wreck back there.
Oh, I think they were just stopped. But look, the flagman's not even holding the checkered flag down. The race was called before the final lap was finished. NR 2003. I have never seen you do this before. I have seen stuff at short tracks where the race ends on their yellow. The top six cross the line, and then the game calls it, which that's always weird. But I have never seen the game call the race a lap. It's essentially a lap early. Nobody finished lap 29. But it's still official. This has to be the craziest thing ever. With that said,
I have no words, man.
We'll see you guys next for Jerky Pro at Springfield in 2 weeks. But tomorrow we've got Digital Storm Cup action where we went pretty green last year here. So I'm hopeful we don't have another race-ending yellow. And if we do have a race-ending yellow, I'm hopeful this does not happen because this was weird. We'll see you guys tomorrow.